Welcome to episode 3 of Why Cool Beans. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we're going to be talking testicular heat and why is testicular heat having such a large impact on sperm health, but also what are the contributing factors to why testicular heat is increasing today more so than ever before. Testicular heat. Why is it having such a massive impact today, so much more than it ever did before? There are 3 main reasons. Firstly, I'm going to talk about our underwear. What is the problem with traditional underwear and why is traditional underwear allowing testicular heat to increase? So with traditional briefs, the scrotum is held up next to the body, absorbing the body's core temperature. And when seated, the scrotum falls between the man's legs, being insulated by the thighs. Now, this has always happened. Why is it having more of an effect today? And it comes down to 2 main reasons: BMI and lifestyle choices. Today, just societally, we all have a larger BMI than we did generations ago. So with that extra weight, not only are we putting on weight in our body, but we're also then going to be putting weight in through our thighs, which is going to further insulate our testes when seated. But not only that, we also put on fat around our testes in our scrotum. That's going to enhance that insulating effect and cause testicular temperatures to increase. Not only that, BMI is very heavily correlated to your sex drive, your libido. You're more susceptible to erectile dysfunctions, a lot more susceptible to DNA fragmentation, which is a break in the chromosome DNA, and just all around not living that healthy lifestyle. The more toxins that we are putting into our body, the more we're holding onto those toxins as our BMI increases, the unhealthier the environment is for our sperm to be stored. So there are many contributing factors there about BMI having an effect on testicular heat. Having high DNA fragmentation has also been shown to have double the effect of the likelihood of you miscarrying. So many people perceive miscarriages as the female's problem because it's happening to the female's body. But a lot of the time it actually has to do with the quality of the sperm that's penetrating the egg. But what about lifestyle choices? May not always be a lifestyle choice, but we are living more sedentary lifestyles, whether that be at home, at work, sitting in a car. All of these things have a detrimental effect on testicular heat because we are sitting for prolonged periods. It is recommended that if you are seated for longer than 10 minutes, you should be getting up and doing a quick walk around the office or wherever you are to try and get airflow into your groinal area. Testicular heat. So on average, the testes are 2 degrees warmer when seated compared to standing, and it only takes a 1 degree increase in testicular heat to decrease your fertility by 14%. And a 3 degree increase can stop sperm production altogether. Not only that, there's a difference from sitting in an office chair, so a regular padded office chair, to perhaps sitting on the lounge at home. If you sit for longer than 20 minutes in your office chair, just a regular padded office chair, it is expected that your testes will increase by 3 degrees in temperature, stopping spermatogenesis. There are so many studies that have come out now showing bankers, lawyers, all these white-collar workers who sit all day at work are really struggling to conceive naturally. They have much higher infertility rates than perhaps a carpenter or a builder or somebody who spends their days standing. It is so important that we are thinking about our fertility. This is why we created Cool Beans. Having that elasticized mesh pouch that houses the scrotum so you're able to easily dissipate that heat, and having that pouch attached to the waistband actually then allows the scrotum to be gently lifted so it doesn't fall between your thighs. Did you know that male fertility is declining at 1.4% per annum and IVF use is increasing at 2.2% per annum? And today, 50% of all infertility cases are due to male factor infertility. Not female, male factor. And it's male factor infertility that is declining so rapidly. There are now fertility experts that are predicting that by 2045, natural conception could be almost unheard of because of the decline of male fertility. We need to act now and start preserving our sperm health, not just for ourselves trying to conceive today, but for future generations. So if you have a son and you have subfertile sperm, your son is going to already start off with that subfertility. It is so important that we are thinking about our future generations to allow our children to be able to reproduce naturally. There are so many things that we can be doing to improve our health. Looking after our testicular heat is only one of those things. There are so many lifestyle factors, but it is so incredibly difficult in today's world. Everything has chemicals. Everything has pesticides, preservatives, emulsifiers. The food, even if we eat healthy, the food doesn't have the same nutritional value as it once did. It is getting so much harder now to conceive, to look after our bodies. We need to do whatever we can to try and optimize our bodies before trying to conceive, even if you are going through IVF. But testicular heat is an easy one that we can look after with the creation of Cool Beans underwear. Wearing underwear is something that all men, most men, do all day, every day. So why not put on a pair of underwear that's also going to have these health benefits as well as being comfortable? We highly recommend, if you're trying to actively conceive right now, that you continue to wear your Cool Beans also to bed. Because when you're sleeping and lying down, especially on your back, the testes are going to fall between your thighs. And then as soon as you roll over, they're going to be consistently being insulated by the thighs. Pulling up a blanket, you're going to further increase that heat, and not having that movement. Sleeping is actually one of the worst times for the increase in testicular heat. We've had fantastic reviews from men who we have recommended to go and actually sleep in their Cool Beans, saying how comfortable it is. They're sleeping for much longer periods than ever before. They're not having to wake up and pull their scrotum out from between their legs. But you might be wondering, what about cooling underwear? There's quite a few different brands that are bringing out these cooling underwear that have been shown to keep the testes cooler. And yes, they very well probably may do when standing, but they're not going to stop the insulation effect from the thighs when seated. Not only that, I have not come across any cooling underwear to date that isn't polyester based. Polyester has been scientifically proven to damage and kill sperm cells. So the polyester fibers interact with the scrotal hairs, causing an electrostatic shield around the scrotum, which then sends little micro-sized waves into the testes, damaging and killing sperm cells. So I'm not going to go into the functionality of Cool Beans. How does Cool Beans actually work to achieve these outcomes? Jordan spoke about that in episode 2. If you have missed it, definitely go back and rewatch it. I will put a link for it up here at the end of this episode. So if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch that. And you can actually then see how Cool Beans has been constructed to get these health benefits. And in our next episode, I will be looking at different underwear on myself with a faux scrotum, so you can actually see where the scrotum sits in these different types of underwear. So you can make your own, so you can see firsthand how Cool Beans actually does lift the scrotum and prevents it from being insulated by the thighs. So what can you do about reducing your testicular heat other than wearing cool beans? Well, if you can reduce your BMI and get that down to a healthy level, that's fantastic, and that is the optimal solution. But that can be very time consuming. You may be wanting to conceive right now. Have you considered a scrotal lipectomy? So that essentially is removing the fat from around the testes in the scrotum to reduce that insulating effect and cool your testes. So with the average rate of BMI increasing societally, this is one of the prime reasons why we created Cool Beans, to help men wear something comfortable that they can actually help improve their sperm health and actually be part of the fertility journey with their wife or their partner, with whomever that may be. Other than taking supplements or lifestyle factors, there's nothing available on the market that actually allows men to contribute towards a couple's fertility journey. But that's where Cool Beans steps in. So one of the biggest problems with sitting for prolonged periods is that you're not getting that airflow down into the groin area to help expel that heat, to move the air around. You're also getting the insulation from the thighs. If you're sitting in an office chair, good likelihood you're underneath a table, there's no airflow, you're wearing tighter pants. All of these things have a contributing effect on testicular heat. The incidence of miscarriage, time to conception have all been correlated now to the amount of time that a man is seated, whether that's in a car or a chair. They all contribute towards a man's capability of being able to conceive. So why don't you give Cool Beans a try and just let's see how we can help improve your testicular heat and your comfortability and your chances of starting a family. Now, if you liked what you saw here today and are interested in learning more about how you can try and conceive naturally, improve your sperm health, I will also be talking about just fertility health as well. Don't forget to click subscribe up the top. Not only does it help with the YouTube algorithm, but you'll be the first to know when we do release a new episode. The next one's going to be a doozy. I anticipate I'll probably be making a fool of myself with my faux scrotum, but if it helps you see the improvement or how Cool Beans can help improve your chances of fertility, it'll be worth it.